Since there's no word on how Republicans plan to respond, the maneuver could be blocked by any single lawmaker. Rachel Silverman, San Francisco.
President Trump's decision to pardon 4 former Blackwater contractors has been met with fierce condemnation from the United Nations. The 4 individuals were jailed for their involvement in the killing of 14 Iraqi civilians. The UN Human Rights Office warns the move could embolden others. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson remain in close contact as the EU and Britain try to secure a trade deal before talks end for Christmas. But access to fishing waters competition rules are still sticking points, as Benji Hire reports from Brussels.
The UK and the European Union are calling for further movement respectively, especially on the issue of fishing. Britain wants control of its waters from next year. The EU wants to phase in a new fishing system and retain access to UK waters. Ursula von der Leyen and Boris Johnson have been communicating directly in an attempt to end the deadlock. If no deal is agreed, trade would be governed by World Trade Organization rules, meaning possible tariffs on imports and exports.
The US has reached a deal to acquire 100 million additional doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine by the end of July. This increases the US's total purchase to 200 million doses, enough to vaccine 100 million Americans. Rebecca Foster reports from Washington.
The U.S. will pay $1.95 billion for the 100 million doses. 70% of them will be available by the end of June 2021, with the additional 30% ready by July's end. This is in addition to the U.S.'s purchase of 200 million doses of the Moderna vaccine. Together, the vaccines can inoculate 200 million Americans. That's out of 328 million in the country. Over 323,000 U.S. residents have died so far from the coronavirus, and the infection rate shows no sign of slowing down over the winter season.
And President Trump has vetoed a $740 billion defense spending bill. The bill was passed through Congress with veto-proof majorities, giving lawmakers the chance to defy the president. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother! We can do this together!
All right, let's go!
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this!
You will rock this!
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We're not supposed to be talking once the music
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Out in Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community. Bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
And welcome to this week's episode of City Talk. with About Town Deb, and I am your host, Debbie McCarthy, and we are a production of Fenix Media. You can visit phoenixmedia.us 24/7 if you would like to have your own show or you'd like to sponsor this show, any of that cool stuff, or you can text me at 775-741-2596. And we are so excited to be here. If you follow About Town Deb at all of my social media, or Debbie Torres McCarthy, or any of that stuff, I was at Crystal Basin Cellars yesterday with Mike Owen, who was on the set. Hello, Mike.
How are you? It's a long time no see. Did you get all those labels off of your clothing?
I did good. I didn't have any, actually, no, I didn't. But we did get wrapped around the empty plasticky thing when you pull the label off. When Georgia was trying to help me, it was wrapped around her feet. So I kept wrapping her up as I was trying to be creative and figure out a system. But I have to tell you guys, for those of you who have maybe didn't watch last week or don't know much about us, my whole goal has been to bring Northern Nevada and Southern Nevada, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Northern Nevada and Northern California together. And many, many moons ago, Mike Owen, who's here, used to, let's do a cheers right now to Mike Owen, Crystal Basin, El Dorado. Come on, Georgia. Cheers. El Dorado wine country. Here we go again. So we're cheersing because it's all about community. And it's about bringing people together from near and far. And I don't care where you live, we are together with one heart. And that is also part of my slogan, together with one heart. So Mike, and between Design on Edge, who does a lot of my branding, Courtney, Kristen Tucker, and Mike Owen, and all of my team, Jazzy Georgia, they said, hey, I love your business card. It should be a wine label. I'm like, okay. So Mike goes, I said, Mike, can we make that happen? And Mike goes, let's try, let's do it. So it took a little bit of a process, but we now have it done. So I'm going to try to do this the right way so you can maybe see it, and I'll hold still so we can show you guys About Town Deb, Food, Wine, and Travel. So Mike, I again need to thank you. The wine is delicious. It is the 2018 red blend with equal parts of Merlot, Zinfandel, Grenache, and Mourvèdre.
That's the way we say it. Yeah. The French would say Mourvèdre, but don't do that.
I'm just going to say Mourvèdre. So it is one of my favorite red blends. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm just so grateful that we get to partner with this. And so far, people are excited to go on the website at crystalbasin.com and order it. But when Georgia and I showed up yesterday, I didn't realize that we were actually going to be labeling like 15 cases of wine. And so you were teasing us saying, oh, if you get like 50 bottles done or 5 cases, you'll be doing good. Well, we like tripled that. They want to say we did 15, I think. So I would love you to share with our listeners exactly where you're at, a little bit about you and Crystal Basin and how this came about and the whole process of labeling. We might as well chat about that a little bit.
Yeah, so we like to be able to do projects. So we leave some of our wines unlabeled every year, and Deb stepped in with a really, really well done label and worked with some of our team people and got it set up. And I think as you continue to build your brand, a very fun way to do it is with wine, because it's a great it's a social equalizer. It's like social lubrication. Everybody likes to share.
Every time you say that, it makes me giggle. I don't know why, but it's kind of giggly.
I hate to even speculate, but I get it.
I know. It's kind of funny.
But the good news is that we're able to make some really nice wines like that together. And then I think that having as many fun people on your team has always helped us. And Deb, you and I have been working together for maybe 9 years on this.
Yeah.
And it's good to see, another step towards the fruition. And we see, like yesterday when you were there, we had Angelo and Ron Voss and their other buddy in there. It was a fun day.
But if you think about it, I did not know they were coming. So here's About Town Deb from Reno. You had us all set up and teaching me I'm labeling the bottles front and back and numbering them. And all of a sudden, here comes 3 Renoites coming in to pick up their wine because it had been a while. Then they went out with cases because they hadn't been able to be there for a while, and they came in to do their pickup. And how fun is that? I just love it when I'm there and I see people from Reno, Carson, and Tahoe come in, like, oh, I love it. It's like, that's what we've been trying to accomplish, or we not trying, we have accomplished over the last 8 to 10 years. So tell us, I know that you're a customer there and you're working hard. So Mike actually has a separate tasting room in Folsom. So he's actually working right now.
I'm taking credit cards. I need more phone calls is all I got to say.
Well, then you know what?
I helped this nice customer with a gift because she's already got some of our wines. And so she's adding on.
Well, I'm going to let you do that. And I'm just going to let people know that, so if you do want, if you do need that last minute gift, well, we may not make it in time for Christmas, but you'll make it before New Year's. So when you go to, when you're sitting at home and you're reminiscing and you're making those New Year's resolutions and you're doing that, you're going to know that, hey, I can go on to crystalbasin.com and I can get a bottle of About Town Deb's wine. And Mike has some really cool labels, some really cool social distancing labels that he's doing. And I can't wait.
There's Cougar Kool-Aid.
I love Cougar Kool-Aid. That's a fun one because summer's around the corner. How fast this time goes. Well, you know what? It is time for a break already. So when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit about what tomorrow is. And we'll let Mike share a little bit about that. So it's About Town Deb with Mike Owen with City Talk. And Britton Griffith will be joining us the second half of the show. So stay tuned. It's About Town Deb with City Talk. We'll be right back. Cheers to Crystal Basin.
Cheers to y'all.
Y'all.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m. and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of City Talk. And I'm About Town Deb. Jazzy Georgia is right here next to me. And by the way, we are in our pod, as they say, because we are family. We each live separately on our own. So we get to hang out all the time. Thank goodness we have someone to hang out with, because it would get really lonely. Just gotta say.
Yeah.
And Mike Owen, Crystal Basin, he's the one sipping wine just now. Britton Griffith, always one of my amazing co-hosts. She's like not only is she's the amazing, like she's the ambassador of Reno. I just gotta tell you, she's. I think she's on every. I think you're on every downtown board, Riverwalk, the downtown partnership.
I do sit on a lot of boards.
But you know what? You're not just somebody who sits on a board. You're somebody who actually works on the board. There's a difference.
That's the wine glass. They have our Riverwalk District wine glass. Courtney Meredith was designed on edge painted.
You know what? Mine is actually in my dishwasher because we were using it on Saturday at the Riverwalk on the the ugly sweater wine walk. But I am so glad to have you back, and we're going to be doing a New Year's edition next week.
Yes.
So thank you. And Cherie Butler with Hungry in Reno wasn't feeling up to par today. Yeah. So we love you if you're listening. And we just, she's like the expert of all the food and everything. She knows every amazing restaurant between here and Tahoe and Carson. And she was going to give us, I have a few tips we'll share about restaurants, but I just thought we're just going to play and have fun and do some Christmas cool stuff. But Mike is going to come back to us and tell us he wants to share a little bit about some kind of whatever tomorrow is, or something happening to what is tomorrow officially?
Christmas gets all the focus, which, is okay. I get it. It's the reason for the season, but the Christmas Eve is National Eggnog Day, guys.
I didn't know that.
And I'm just like, I love Britton's reaction. She knows what to do.
What do you mean she knows what to do? She knows how to drink eggnog?
Well, of course. So eggnog and brandy are they're a match made in heaven. Rum, rum doesn't belong with eggnog because rum belongs in the Virgin Islands, and there's no eggs or nog or anything down there. So it's brandy, guys.
Okay.
We make a really fun brandy product ourselves that gets about 2 years in a cask, so it gets the same color as a bourbon or a whiskey would. And we're doing a special on those tomorrow at the winery in beautiful Camino, California. It's not a product we can ship to Nevada, by the way.
How come?
Because we don't have a federal distilling license for that. We're running into licensing issues with what you can do across state lines and who you can sell to. And this is one of those things where I can sell that product out of my Camino location. I can't sell it out of the Folsom location, Deb.
I was just going to say, how come you can't? Why can't you do it out of Folsom? Isn't that's California?
Because they keep making stuff up.
Oh, of course they do.
You've heard of the California government. They just make stuff up all the time.
We hear a lot about the California government here in Nevada.
Because you kind of have like California government. You have California government junior over there, is what you.
We have a lot of new neighbors that have moved to Nevada thanks to the California government.
Well, they spread the virus, and the virus is liberalism. Look out, it'll get you.
That's funny.
Well, then we should watch, because they are coming over the hill in Mount Exodus, they call it. So,
but you know what?
And new products and industries and people. So,
well, the innovation, the people who are going to get up and move are the people with the innovation and the moxie to make it happen. So it's actually a nice upside for the places that we're let's say invading. Because it comes with some overhead to your way of life, and I think I'm cognizant of that. Hopefully, people who are moving into your neighborhood are as well.
Well, you know what? We've got some good people and some good companies, so we're happy.
Oh,
I know, nice. and if anybody would know that, it's Britton, because she's down there in the trenches, helping to welcome a lot of those new people that are coming. And I tell you, lots of good stuff is happening in Reno and also Carson City and Tahoe. So I'm just really blessed. And anyway, but so since we talked about eggnog, I'm just going to throw in a just a fun Christmas question. Just gonna
Okay.
throw it in there, okay? Just because. So, how about this one? What is the most popular shopping day during the holiday season?
Today.
No,
I believe it.
No. It says the Friday after Thanksgiving is known as Black Friday. The popular retail day attracts more mall shoppers than any other day of the year, according to National Retail Federation.
Well, that's right? That's Black Friday. I
But
mean, before
not-
COVID, when people would wake up at 4 a.m. and get in line.
But
right?
yeah. But Georgia,
I'm a shop small Saturday.
I am too. I totally
Black
am.
Friday is too overwhelming for me.
I don't do Black Friday, but I do know that today, Georgia, I was out delivering our About Town Deb partnership with Crystal Basin.
Got hers.
So is yours numbered, ma'am? Is Miss?
Mine, where would the number be? Mine is 8 of 100.
Yeah, and Brian has one too. What's
Brian
Brian's?
is 9 out of 100.
8 and 9. I think you guys stand well together.
See,
How
Lexi?
about that?
So there must be something there if we got numbers so close together.
And you know what? I didn't plan that. I did not
really?
plan that. I did not plan that. I just pulled him out of I knew who was going to get the first, box, but I didn't plan. When I just took him out, I'm like, oh, there's.
Are you over there wine matchmaking, Debbie?
I might be. I might be.
Why don't you check their wine number then, and then see whose numbers are near theirs?
Ooh, I think we need to do that. That's a good thing. So Christian, I don't know if he's listening or not, our amazing engineer. We do have a photo that we're going to put up at any moment during this, and you'll see it of the your brandy, correct, Mike?
Yep, we call it
So
brand D.
Brand
Brand.
B-R-A-N-D-D?
Brand
Or
D.
B-R-A-N-D.
Brand D.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, and it's because it's people like, what is it? Brand D.
But it's
And
like
they,
brand
eventually
D?
they figure it out. Yeah.
Ah,
You mentioned somebody else who I want to give some props to a little bit earlier. You mentioned UPS.
Yes.
Guys,
yes.
UPS, this time of year they're going insane. They've been going insane all year. They're really doing a pretty good job. And I want to tell you this: they will get stuff from our door in an afternoon to almost everywhere in northern Nevada the next day. And
Oh, wow.
we're not paying for next day service for that, guys. That's just how efficient their network is.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah, and so I don't get any chops or anything out of saying that. It's just the truth. And you should know that we're served really well by UPS and that channel. So props to those guys.
And you know what?
Yeah.
My son actually works for UPS. So Joey, shout out to you. And I
Nice.
know with my son, he's one of the UPS drivers who actually makes sure that, he wears his mask. He has his gloves. Can I help you? Can I do this? And he really goes the extra mile to take, he'll call them and let them know he's coming. He really loves his clients or the route. He loves his route.
Yeah.
And
sweet.
yeah, and so he also wears my Together We Are One Heart mask.
Yay. I have that in my kitchen.
Yeah, and so actually people on his route are buying them.
Oh, he's a
So
good
he's-
salesperson.
He's my little salesperson. He said they feel good and he loves them, so it's really cool.
He's your
my-
kid.
Yeah. So do you guys actually drink eggnog? Since we were talking about eggnog, do you drink it? Is it a tradition in your household?
I would like to try the Brand D one. I have tried the Frankovich one, which is the local one here in Green. But I'd like to try the Brand D instead.
So you're working with about you want about a third, a good double, a 2 ounce pour, and then my wife likes light eggnog. I don't know. I mean, that's not really
You
officially.
mean light milk? Is it like a low fat milk?
Yeah, it's just not as thick. And eggnog needs to be, it needs to be like really kind of goopy to be really eggnog. And then you have to have a nutmeg, actual nutmeg
Yes,
bean,
the real
and a
nutmeg.
little grater. Yeah, because you can do the stuff out of the the shillings thing, and it works, but it's just not the same as grating your own nutmeg.
Well, if
And
I
you don't
had
need
some,
anything else other than a couple of ice cubes in there, and then
Okay.
an ability to take a nap afterwards.
I like that part.
Eggnog and a nap. I would sign up for that.
Eggnog and a nap. I like that. So I want to also give a shout out, right? Since we're talking about like eggnog and wine, it's okay. We love dogs. That's fine. We're going to do a little cheers. So Kim Surratt with Kim Surratt Family Law. We love Kim. She's one of my very first sponsor. And our second sponsor is going to be Gratis Gives, Kirk Allure, starting in January. So Gratis Gives is a credit card processing. So if you're a company out there and you know how you have all the credit cards, you pay all these big fees, like when you like PayPal, I don't want to say name, all those other ones you use, their fees are less than anybody else. And a portion of your fee goes to one of 12 nonprofits locally. So you get to pick 2 of their 12 nonprofits, and they add more all the time. And of your, let's say you save 3%. Of your 3%, a portion of that, not extra to you, goes to your nonprofit. And then every year they write checks to all these nonprofits. So, and it's locally. I mean, he's here, he's local, and you get to work with amazing people. So
what a cool way to give back just by default when you're doing all your Christmas shopping or, you know, getting all the food ready for your you know, smaller group.
You just use, so like with me with About Town Deb, oh, it's almost time for the break already. Well, how does that happen? Jeez. So anyway, I want to thank Kirk because he is going to be providing us with a guest once a month for 1 second with a nonprofit. So that's even better.
Oh,
so we are going. Fun. I know. So we're going to take another break. I don't know how that happened so fast. We want your feedback. So we want your feedback. Go to About Town Deb. If you have a question, you can text me, and we will be right back after the break. And we have some more Christmas fun questions for you. And we're going to see what's up in Miss Britton's life. If she has any hot spots for the holidays. So hang tight. It's About Town Deb with City Talk. Be right back.
Drip, drip, drip.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at fenixmedia.us.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And we're back for the third segment of City Talk with About Town Deb. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we are interactive. We'd love you to join the watch party. You can text us, you can chime in. If you have some ideas about what you're doing for Christmas or if you like eggnog or not, feel free to comment in, because we are my town, your town, any town. Let's connect all over the world. And that's why we are, as I say, together with one heart, because we are together. And that's another reason why I'm excited to have partnered with Mike Owen with Crystal Basin and Melissa's beautiful wife, because we just want to bring our two areas together, one sip at a time, one heart at a time. And Mike, I'm telling you, you have been there. Like way back when I had my first radio show, he would call in the grape report. Hello, this is the grape report from Placerville. And it all started with us just being connected. So you don't know who's going to connect you and where you're going to go with that. So I'm excited about that. So Mike, do you have anything you want to share with us about what else is happening in your neck of the woods? And then I'm going to chat with Britton and see what she's got going on and what's happening in her world.
Well, this is an odd time of year. It's in an odd year because right now we're all supposedly in lockdown, and our business is a very unusual one because the front of the house, the sales and marketing, is shut down, and the back of the house, the production side, is essential.
Yeah.
And so if I look, more than mildly schizophrenic, that's because of that, and it really feeds into my multiple personalities as well. And so right now I've got my radio hat on. Thank God for that.
I love it. Thank you. I see the hat. It's glowing. You just glow.
It's a little tin foily is really what it's been described as.
No, it's amazing.
So really there's not as much going on as we would like right now. In the past, we've done some fun things with ugly Christmas sweaters, and we've done some fun things with winter wine adventure. And we'd certainly like to do those things again. And we'll just have to wait it out. And in the meantime, here I can tell you this for certain, Deb, no one quit drinking. And
I know.
There's a reason your facility to create it is essential. I think everyone would agree.
I'd say you run out of wine, then you have an unruly populace.
You would have a very upset population across the nation.
Because, man, if you run out of the wine, what happens is the pinky goes onto the glass, and that's a lot like holding a weapon at that point in time. Then I should just get a gun. They don't want that.
No guns.
They don't want that. You want to keep the pinky in the air, right?
Yeah, the pinky in the air and sipping good wine.
It's like a safety.
I like that. But you know what? You really can with all. No, I mean, I love Crystal Basin. I love Nello Olivo. I love Sierra Vista. I love all of them. I really do. I've been a big fan of all the wineries in your area. So really, guys, if you're listening, we would love you to, pick your favorite winery, place an order online. A lot of them are offering amazing shipping deals right now. So the wine will be shipped right to your door. And if you want to try the About Town Deb label, we would love that. Our red blend, in case you missed it from the beginning, it's a 2018 red blend. It's a Merlot, Zinfandel, Grenache, and Mourvedre. Did I get that right?
Getting better.
I'm getting better with it. And so it is so good, but I want to let you guys know it's so reasonable, and $1 from every bottle is going to Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation. So thank you, Mike, for partnering with that. I really appreciate it. So and
the prices on the web, Deb, include freight. I should tell them that.
So I was just going to say that.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
So it's 2 for $50, 3 for $65, a case for $200, including shipping. That's $17 a bottle in hand.
And to your doorstep.
And to your doorstep.
And you have it right here like me.
Yeah.
Or in your bushes or something.
Or in
Yeah,
your
and in bushes.
Mine was delivered, but I had a special elf bring mine. So mine was in the bushes, but by no fault of the delivery agent.
Well, that is because Britton is part of my team, and I want to be sure that my team and my amazing partners were able to get the very first bottles. And so if you order like the next 15 or so cases, you will get a numbered bottle. And every now and then I put hearts on them. So you never know what you're going to get. And Miss Jazzy Georgia helped me as well number these because my handwriting was horrible. But I did personally label these.
The handwriting is really good.
Well, no, that was mine. I think that was mine. That wasn't good.
Yeah,
Way too.
I'm an old accountant.
My handwriting, I don't think you would be able to make out anything but a heart.
You don't want mine. So I'm going to throw another Christmas question in, and then I want Britton to share with us what's happening in her world. So this is a fun one. So if you have little kids, you can ask them to see if they know. What bad guy did Rudolph have to avoid? What bad guy did Rudolph have to avoid? There's kind of
the other reindeers, right?
No, there's a little hint. Thanks to Grandma B, there's a hint on my set. I don't know whether you can see anything. There's a hint on my set here.
Santa.
No, does that look like Santa?
It did.
Snowman.
Missy.
Oh, it's a snowman.
Snowman.
The abominable snowman.
Oh, Owen the shoe. I was thinking of the song.
No. Okay. Now, Mike, you didn't know that. You should be like, you grew up when I grew up. You should have known that.
Yeah.
I just watched in the same theme of that movie. I watched Santa Claus is Coming to Town last night. Remember that?
Oh,
one?
yes.
And Mrs. Claus. And
The Burgermeister Meister Burger.
Yes. It's so cute. So that's one of my favorite Christmas movies. So I should have known the abominable.
You should have known that.
I was thinking of the song, not the show.
Okay, so here, how about this one? What are the names of the ghost in the Christmas Carol? Speaking of Christmas music.
The Ghost of Christmas Past, the Ghost of Christmas Future, and the Ghost of Christmas Present.
Yet to come. Yes,
Correct.
that would work. Okay. Yes. Mike, how come you haven't answered? Okay, I'm going to go way back.
I haven't seen the Daily Double yet.
Okay, Mike, here, this is one. If you don't know this one, Mike, that one.
Yeah.
What Bing Crosby song is the, did I say that right? Bing Crosby song is the best-selling single ever.
White Christmas.
Yes, I knew you'd get that one. I used to play that on my accordion, by the way. Hint, hint. I played.
Really? So Brian Bosma is related to Bing Crosby.
Are you serious?
So I'll have to tell him that he's got his family has a top Christmas song like that.
I did not know that. Oh my gosh.
I know, cool, right?
That is really cool. Okay. So what is happening in your world, Missy?
So
with all
what
your
is
amazing
happening?
things. Yes.
Or not happening. I mean, honestly, I think I'm just on a really steady countdown to get rid of saying 2020.
Yeah, I think we all are.
But this little glass, like I showed you earlier, Courtney Meredith and her team designed and painted these. And we held, you guys, for the first time since February of 2020, before the apocalypse came full force, we held our first COVID-friendly, very regulated, very small, special wine walk last Saturday, and it was a tremendous success. We have something called the Ugly Sweater Wine Walk that we do every year since we've inception, and that's over 10 years now. We have never missed a wine walk. Wind, hail, sun, rain, and then, you know, COVID made that go away, not of our own fault. And so people came out, and Debbie and Georgia was there, and I mean, you guys saw everybody. They were decked out. They were excited to be there. They had their ugly Christmas sweaters on. We had a lot of Star Wars ugly Christmas sweaters, which was my favorite, and just really cute stuff. So we were all at Granite Street. We started.
Yeah.
They recently just combined with Rounds Bakery and took them over. So they had these little treats that came with, so it wasn't just alcohol. We had like Refuge Spa even handed out Dorinda's chocolates, but also gave out free massages. So I missed that, but I want to go and
I missed that too. I was bummed. we decided, because normally there's thousands, it seems like thousands of people.
Oh yeah.
This was regular. Yeah, this was very small. So I thought it would be nice to not just like before you'd go in and grab a glass and you're in line and I thought this time let's stay a little bit because there's room. And we decided to not only maybe get a sample of the beverage, we decided to order something from each place because I wanted to support them. So we had them make their own craft cocktail, and we went to Welder Grill, and oh my God, we had the
Crafted Palate was a great one this time. And Wild River Grill, of course, is always fantastic. And then once you're down there, Granite Street was packed because that was our starting point, which was fantastic. We staggered people so that we stayed safe, but they had long drink.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
It was so good. And then my new favorite, I can't believe I haven't tried this yet because I love them. I love their team. I love their families. But Will and Jacob with Black Rabbit Mead was there, and they did samples. It was delicious.
Yes.
So I'm gonna stock up now from now on their mead bottles. I didn't think it would be bad. I just had never tried it anywhere.
I've actually gone to their I've actually gone to their place and I've totally tried it. But we ended up having appetizers at Welder Grill, and I got to tell you, pork belly. Have you guys had pork belly before, Mike? Have you had pork belly?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Think of it, Britton. Think of it as sideways bacon.
Okay.
Oh, and they have the most amazing seasoning on it. I almost ordered pork belly all by myself. What did you get? What did you get? We all had something different, but there was oh my God, somebody had like the crab cakes. The crab cakes.
Oh, the crab cakes
they
are
actually,
quite famous there, I think.
They actually gave you the crab cakes with your wine. So that was what
that's
they
right.
gave you.
The sample. Yeah, it was a great event. We'll be doing it again in January. I mean, assuming everything goes okay, but the city was happy with us. The guests really liked it. The merchants were a little shocked because we're used to, some sort of Santa crawl right now, the tree lighting, Santa being downtown. Last year, the Reno Aces in 1858 gave out thousands of presents for the kids with Santa Claus and their
I remember, we were there.
The Santa hat on Believe. And so this year, everybody was kind of like, well, we should do something. And the people that came loved it. But I think merchants thought, where are the other, we usually have 5,000 people and we had 50.
But we couldn't. I know, we couldn't do it.
But it was still a really joyful, good time. And I think people were just really happy to be together and be out. And it was like 75 degrees.
It was wonderful. Well, we're going to take another break. And when we come back, we'll reminisce a little bit more. Maybe there's some holiday memories we can share with each other. And we'll be right back. About Town Deb with Mike and Britton and Jazzy Georgia. And we love you all. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. City Talk.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more.
A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at fenixmedia.us.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And we're back for the fourth and final segment of City Talk. And I'm About Town Deb. Mike Owen had to go because he had customers that were buying lots of wine for the holidays.
Good.
So, yeah, you too can go to crystalbasin.com and not only can you buy, hint, hint, About Town Deb's wine, you can buy many of Mike Owen's amazing wine, and you can go to eldoradowines.com and you can look at all the different wineries as well there.
Yes.
So we're just happy to be promoting, and you can go to Nevada Sunset Winery in Reno. You can go to Engineering Sparks.
Right.
So if you want to get it right now, last minute, you can go to the Facebook page of Nevada Sunset on 4th Street, Engine 8, and they're in Sparks. And you could see what their hours are. I'm sure they'll all be open a little bit tomorrow. They're probably open tonight. So see if you can get some last minute goodies from them. And then for your New Year's, go to crystalbasin.com and maybe we could do a contest if you do selfies with About Town Deb wine. And maybe we'll have some really cool prize. I think we're going to work on that. Don't let me forget that.
That would be good.
We're going to do that. So, so Britton, I know we're still talking Christmas. Do you have any traditions that are your favorite? Do you hang stockings still? What are some of your traditions?
My grandmother has passed away now, but growing up, we would always go down to Vegas to my grandparents' ranch that's been in our family or was in our family for about 100 years. And my grandpa, God bless him, my grandmother loved Christmas from, December 26th back until the day it came back around again the next year. So we listened to Christmas music all year together with her, and she just loved it. So we went down, and my family, just my immediate family, aunts and uncles, my mom's one of 8. So there's 36 of us. If we show up anywhere, there's 36 of us. So my grandma and grandpa have quite the group of Catholic family that they have created, which is really special. So my grandparents used to have this big fireplace, and so we would hang all of our stockings
on
them. And so it got kind of clever because it started with the 3 when they lived in when they were deployed in Germany, then they came home and returned, and now to try to put the stockings up, there's 36 of them. So if my grandma could see all of them now, well, it's really cute.
So with having 36 and now with what's happening now,
yes,
how are you pivoting to that?
So
are you doing Zoom
broke
calls?
up a little bit. So we've got some folks down in Arizona. We've got some people down in Las Vegas. Then there's a crew that's here in Reno, and then a couple people are in the Bay Area. So we basically, especially to keep my grandpa safe, top priority. So some people went down to Vegas this year, and the rest of us actually stayed in Reno, which is a weird thing. We're used to traveling and all being together and coming together. So It's odd. We've been sharing a lot of pictures. We're in a big group thread all the time with each other. Besides the little guys, some people are only under 3 feet, so they're not good texters yet. But sharing pictures and just everybody's kind of finding their new, hopefully not permanent traditions in this kind of COVID Christmas atmosphere. So I expect next year people were just going to be. I think the tunnel is got light at the end, and we're almost there. I really do. So I think by next year, people are going to be so happy to just be together. And that's kind of what's special about this year is people have really started to enjoy what makes Christmas special is just being together and having family around, their friends around, and enjoying the spirit of the holiday and giving back instead of, worried about last minute shopping or like we talked about earlier, Black Friday. I mean, to take that stuff away by default is kind of nice because it just reminds people how special other things can be.
No, I totally agree with that. I also, there was one thing that I remembered all the time. I remembered Christmas Eve, like we got to open one gift. So did you get to do that? And it seemed like
they got to do that.
One gift. And it seemed like they always gave us pajamas to open.
If we ever got to do that, my mom somehow always managed to make sure we picked out the pajamas.
So when you wake up the Christmas morning, you're wearing your new PJs. Georgia, what about you?
Same here.
This jazzy Georgia likes to be quiet, but so is there like a memory you remember from Christmas? Because you have you were 6 kids in your family?
6 kids.
So
yes.
you're big too. Yep.
You're big. So was there something special you remember?
We always opened one gift in PJs. We got our PJs. So we all had our new PJs on in the morning.
So we were talking about Christmas stocking. So what kind of stuff was in your stocking? I always had apples. I don't know why.
We always had oranges.
I had apples and oranges and a candy cane. And sometimes I don't know. I think that's what I got. Maybe some Hershey's Kisses.
One year, my Uncle Darren was gone in Africa traveling. And so he wasn't home for Christmas. And my grandmother, I think it was my grandma, one of the siblings, filled his stocking filled with coal because he was known for not being present for Christmas.
Did they really put coal in it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So if you're listening, we would love you to chime in and put what was in your stocking? I know with my kids, I always put the oranges and the apples, and I think I was the boring mom that put a toothbrush.
We did too. We got an orange, a toothbrush, and candy cane, and then whatever other random assortment of things. And my grandmother was infamous for forgetting and losing things just like me. So we would frequently get presents that were sometimes years old. So I would be, 16 and I would be getting, I don't know, like an NSYNC calendar or something because that's what I liked when I was younger.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Gifts that were farly outdated for our age, but it was for so long, it was just my sister and I as grandkids before the other 900 of them showed up.
Oh, I can totally. Was there a special gift that you remember from all time?
Yeah, so I'm a huge Star Wars freak. I think you know this.
I know that.
I'm a weirdo. Yes. So one year, my grandmother, with the help of Santa Claus, got me a life-size Han Solo. You know those movie printouts?
Oh my gosh.
So I woke up in the morning, my sister and I settled out of those back bedrooms into, where the big tree is, and Han Solo was there waiting for, 12-year-old me. So Santa hat on. And I think it was to this day, it was the greatest moment when I woke up on Christmas.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you have a memory? I'm kind of too old to remember. Do you have a memory? We're too old because you're still young. Old.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford shows up with the Santa hat. You remember?
No, I do remember a birthday memory.
Oh, okay.
So I remember, I don't know what age, I may have been 7 or 8, but I had a birthday cake and it had the monkeys on them. Not monkeys. Hey, we're the monkeys. Yeah. People, that one. And I thought that was so cool. And I had all my friends were over and we had a sleepover. And I just thought having the monkeys was a really big deal to have just a little the little figurines.
Yeah, it's adorable.
So
Isn't that funny? That will be one of those things we remember later.
I don't know why.
We used to blow out candles on cake and then eat it.
We can't do that. You know what? And that is really funny. Speaking of that, because we're just going to go random here. So Trace with Caliber, who does my hair and makeup, right before Christmas, it was his birthday. So I was there getting my hair colored, and the crew came. Oh my, that's almost time again. The crew came out to give him his birthday cake, and they all had their masks on. They were all 6 feet apart. And Trace is by himself, and he goes, how do I blow my candles out? So he went like this. I mean, it was like weird. It was like, is that our new tradition? You can't.
Yeah, or you get we used to do with our little guys, you would get a cupcake, so the little kid gets to blow out the cupcake.
Okay,
and then you because otherwise little kids tend to make quite a mess of their attempts at blowing out candles.
So before we forget, we want to say for New Year's Eve, number one, we want to wish everybody a Merry, because we're getting down to the end.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes. And Happy Hanukkah, whatever works for
it
you.
is, happy holidays.
We are here for you, and we're just blessed, as Georgia says, blessed and grateful that we've almost made it through this year.
I know, we're so close.
I have to say that my team and Britton, Jazzy Georgia and Britton and Courtney and Tucker and Chris and Trace and Blythe and Danelle, and I'm sure I'm forgetting, and Britton Murdoch with a fashion, and Katie and Christian the engineer, and Connor, baby Connor.
Yay, Christian.
But I just have to say, we've been real, and all the wineries in El Dorado who've supported us, and all the local businesses in Reno, in Carson, in Tahoe, that have pulled together, and all the volunteers, and you know them as well because you're one of them, who have stepped up since this all started, and they haven't stopped, and they continue to give. And Cherie is one of those, and I'm sorry she can't be here. And Kay and Shai and Anton and Sean, and we love them, and they're in New Zealand right now, but they have been a big part of Reno to make us who we are. And Brian, your guy, and your dad and your mom, who've been a part of our community forever.
Yeah.
So we just really want to say Merry Christmas, and we love you. And it's a minute. So for New Year's, I think you can go to Waldorf Grill, you can go to the Depot, you can go to 1864 Tablet.
Go to 1864, the Depot, hit up Wild River Grill. Make sure you guys just follow Debbie or myself.
Yes.
Or Jazzy J on our social media, and we'll be posting stuff and sharing stuff. And tomorrow is your last day, at least for Christmas presents, to go to Wandering Wilds pop-up over in Rancho.
Yes, it is so cool.
Get there for your last minute shopping. I went there today to get some stuff.
Isn't it amazing? I actually bought presents there for Christmas. So it's that time. Oh my gosh, 30 seconds. So we love you all. Next week, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about New Year's Eve traditions and some other cool things. So we will be back next week, and we'll have you for the whole show next week.
Yes.
And maybe let's do cheers. So About Town Deb, Britton,